everyone. Your designers are here. I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
We've got tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today. So let's get started.
Hey, so today is episode 209. Signs you might be over decorating.
And the show notes for today's episode can be found at decoratingtipsandtricks.com/209. Oh, this is a fun one.
I know. This is like somebody owning an ice cream shop and saying, signs that you're eating too much ice cream. Like, why are we even talking about it?
Well, I don't
know. But it's the truth. It's like, you could be, and too much of a good thing is not good always.
Girls, you can lean in now because I have a confession. I probably could be the queen of over decorating. I love too much. I love too much.
I just love too much. I love her.
I
love it.
I'm a lover of all beautiful things, and I say, oh, well, this would look great. And this would look great. Oh, and I could add this and this. And then I just get like carried away with myself. So I have really had to learn how to pull the reins in like a lot.
Well, this reminds me of when Evie was little. She would get so annoyed that because Kevin would ask her so many questions about things and she just didn't know how to say, just stop asking me questions. So she would say, you care too much. I was thinking about you love too much. You care
There's
too much.
Many decorating. I mean, things are so beautiful. Oh, I love those plates and I love that picture.
I know.
And if you put them together, wouldn't this look great with that? But really what I should be doing is decorating like 50 vignettes, not trying to stuff it all into one.
This is why we need summer homes.
Yeah.
I guess. Anita's got that covered, but Yvonne and I need summer homes.
And bay homes and mountain homes.
Right, and mountain homes.
I'm thinking of I'm ignoring both of you. I mean, I think about this whole concept of over decorating, and during Victorian times, this would be, it would be like you're speaking a foreign language. I mean, at that time, over decorate, that was you. If you didn't over decorate it, you didn't do it right.
And
it was pattern on pattern and color and this and that and it was all
and embellishments and bullion and so many things.
You weren't important.
No more bullion.
You weren't somebody unless your house was completely overdone, over the top. And then there was a revolt against it in the arts and crafts period after that, where things were cleaner and simpler. And I'm feeling the same sort of thing happening now. And so my point is this point of something being over decorated, that is not a static line. It moves because I'm thinking about the 80s and, Charles Fawdry. I love his decorating, but looking at it, it's a lot going on. I mean, but these are pictures, a lot of them from the 80s and 90s where, it was kind of not all the way to Victorian, but, you couldn't do too much to a room.
Well, look at the hairstyles. Look at the way we dressed. I mean, I was just
Texas
a child back then, but yes.
Yeah. Well,
exactly. You just saw all those ladies dressed up.
I know.
Pads.
Shoulder pads.
Exactly.
Dynasty.
What are those women doing with those big shoulder duster earrings and shoulder pads?
Hey, those shoulder duster earrings are coming back.
Because I can't stand not to say it. So my friend that I worked with.
She's going to say something bad about her friend?
No, not going to say something bad about it. She was leaving the building and her shoulder, back on the shoulder pads, some of them were removable. It fell out on the floor. She was
you don't know building. You should tell her to stick it back in her bra.
The security guard was like, ma'am. And he couldn't decide whether he should tell her or not. Or point it out. He said, you left something on the floor there.
Oh my!
Well, that's why you got the ones that had the Velcro in it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and you Velcro them to your bra or to your shirt.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could put it in your bra if you wanted.
The security guard was so embarrassed. I think he thought it came out of her bra, so it was really funny.
Just like a man to think that. It's my shoulder pad. Thank you very much.
I know, how rude.
Right.
I need those.
And she slumped over with one shoulder high, like the Quasimodo.
He knew it went somewhere on her, just not where.
Exactly. This came from your person.
Okay, so the point is, though, this line, oh gosh, I don't even know how to recover from this.
That's so funny. And you, of course, were a baby when that happened.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, yes, of course I was. So I was pretty young. But anyway, so this line of what is considered over decorating does move. And at some points in history, there is no line. There is no way to do too much. But over time, and maybe as a result of all the chintzes and all the this and the that, and the knickknacks and everything, now the line has moved a little tighter. So what's considered over decorating now, I think there's lower tolerance for that, I guess I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. And because I think things have simplified, but still, we're not saying you have to be a minimalist.
No, but I also think that if you are an over decorator, you know who you are. You do know that you've over decorated. You can tell that something's off, or if I can. And my thing is, I can just stick one more chair there in that corner, and that would look great. I always want to put that extra chair in, and I mean, I know it's not going to fit. I know it's not going to look right, but you just can't help it. You've got to see for yourself. So if you tend to over decorate, you know who you are, and we're going to tell you.
You don't have to say or raise your hand,
right? No,
but you know in your heart who you are.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
so
just
here's
between you and your steering wheel if you're in the car.
Here's one of the places where I think we kind of get in trouble with the over decorating is when you have a collection. And so,
yes.
And when I used to have a collection, I thought if because I had a lot of roosters at one time, I'm not going to lie.
We talked about roosters off the air today.
I know. But
and it wasn't, and somebody in this group didn't think they were favorable at all.
Well, here's the thing about the rooster. I think you can still have it around, but it became like remember when Gwyneth Paltrow was in every single movie, and then you couldn't stand her anymore because she was in every single movie.
It's too much.
Every time you turned around, it's overexposure. Mm-hmm. She suffered from overexposure, and
she over Paltrowed.
She over Paltrowed, right? And so the rooster's over poultrying. So they, it wasn't their fault. People just loved them too much, and there was too many of them. Now, there isn't a rule. There's only one rooster in the hen house, right?
That's
so maybe
true.
You could have one rooster in your house.
And so that's kind of my feeling now. One is probably enough. But the point about it's not really specific to roosters, but the point is, if you have a collection, probably if it's big, it's probably not best to display all of it at the same time. That's what we're here to say.
Yeah,
what we want to say, or what I want to say is pull out your best pieces in your collection and display those. Well, you want to curate your collection. That's the word to use.
Yes. Do you know that you're going to make that rotating collection
My plants?
of plants? Yes.
Yes.
That's what you need to think of.
Well, one of them didn't last long enough to rotate.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, somebody ran over it with their car. I'm just somebody.
So it had a traumatic demise.
You put the plant out to the fresh air fund in the middle of the driveway.
That might be her problem.
It was where the water the water faucet outdoor, which is also close to the driveway. But I think someone's tire went a little off. Anyway. So there was a little mishap.
Right.
But I just wanted to make the point, like Anita's rotating plants, that's what you should do with your collections. Put out only a couple at a time and then rotate them maybe the next month or, the next quarter, how often you want to do that so it doesn't look so overdone. My mother used to collect cows, and there were cows like everywhere. And
they're large.
Yes, they are. And she decided just one day she was tired of all the tchotchkes and she was going to get rid of them. But my mother, God bless her, can't throw anything away. She has to gift it to us. And we've been regifted things we've gifted to her.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it's so funny because she doesn't remember. And she'll say, do you like these earrings? Would you like them? Well, yeah, I like them because I bought them for you. But
Well, then just take them.
oh, I have. But
That's
my
funny.
nobody wanted them. So mom would say, "Hey, would you like a couple of these cows?" Well, she'd have them all ready for you.
So
We'd go,
what would
"Oh,
you do with them when you would take them?
Oh, I never took them. We all said no.
Well,
Thanks,
maybe you
Mom,
should have
but I
taken
have
them.
enough.
See,
But my one
yeah, but
sweet
here's the thing. Maybe you should have taken them just to get, because she can't let go of them, and then you could quietly dispose of them.
Well, no, because
Then
my
you
mother
could-
would come
Let
to my
them
house
go
and
in
want
the
to know where.
fields.
No, she would want to know where they are. That's my mom. Where did you put those? But anyway, we all said no, except my one darling niece. Hi, Jenny, if you're listening. Jenny said, "Oh, okay. I thought I'd collect cows." That dear girl, for every holiday,
She's
she
now a
gets a
farmer.
cow. Yes, yes. And she moved from our area out towards Pittsburgh for her husband's work.
Oh,
And
I thought
I
she
mean,
needed
it's-
more room for the cows.
Seriously, I am telling you. So my mother's whole collection, Jenny has, and maybe she moved to Pittsburgh really so she wouldn't have to answer my mom when they're no longer in her house anywhere. I don't know.
That's so funny.
But you
Oh,
don't
man.
need to put everything out because it does look very cluttered and over decorated.
Okay, here's another thing that we can go wrong on, that we can over decorate, and that is in the bedroom with all the pillows on the bed.
Say it ain't
You know,
so.
what did we say? How far down did we decide you could go? Was it a third the way down the bed? I can't remember.
It definitely
Remember we
wasn't
drew-
3/4.
We drew a line in the sand. We said,
I'm just gonna be
this far
quiet
and
about
no
this.
further.
Yeah. Well, you're still in over decorating therapy, so you just listen
Yeah.
in.
It's
Yeah.
the pillows that, how can you
Yeah, the
They
pillows.
push
so
you over.
beautiful.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, probably everybody's line is a little different, but I would say 1/3 of the way is probably as far as I would
Probably
go.
should go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
For
put your
ease of-
bed
ease
pillows
of life.
under your bed? And then, because I mean, they take up some room. So if you put them under your bed,
We need to put
Then
her on
you
mute. She's not.
I think that's a first.
Yeah, you're finding the loophole in every tip. Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Okay, well, I have to say, I'm generally not an over decorator, but I have done this in the past. And you know when you've done it, especially when you're not always an over decorator, because you keep looking at the spot and you're like, whoa, that just I really like the way it looks, but it looks like a store. When you think you have something set up that looks kind of like a store. And I know sometimes on the blogs, we have to do that, just because you need to get everything in the picture. Or like Anita says, when you take a picture, you get a different perspective. And so when the person is only seeing the picture, you might, as the picture taker, the blogger in this case, might have to put more things in there because they don't have the benefit of being in your room and taking it all in, right?
If you're using the term merchandising to decorate your house,
right,
there's probably too much stuff.
Exactly. I just merchandised my open shelving. Yeah. But, so when you're seeing things on the blogs and in Pinterest or in catalogs and stuff, they have merchandise and they've done this for a purpose. Either they want to, show you all the products they have for sale, or they want to show you all the things that they have that go together to make this the point of the blog post. So because they can't show you every single corner of their room. But for real life, it really shouldn't be like that because you have to be able to function in the space. I over decorated, not even for a blog post, just because I had this area in my kitchen that I wasn't really doing anything with. And at first I had a bistro chair, and then I had this, and then I had a chippy old bird cage, and then I had a little stool, and then I had a plant, and then I just kept adding stuff to it. Like, oh, that's so pretty. That would go in that sort of farmhousey feel area in my kitchen. And I would look at it and I thought, this doesn't even go with the rest of my house. There's way too much going on over there, but I didn't know how to make it right. And I really didn't understand at that point that I was over decorating. And so when we were preparing for this one, I thought, yes, that's a case where I was over decorating. I was just putting everything that sort of went with that look all in one place. And it ended up, there were too many elements and it wasn't looking good together and it was not functioning at all. So I replaced it all with a really comfy, fabulous chair and a small little stool next to it that I can put something decorative on it, or I can put the decorative thing next to it on the ground and get a coaster and sit there with my tea, or the kids can sit there after school and chat with me. And now it's such a great spot. Whereas before it was just over decorated, like Anita said, with just merchandise, like just stuff.
Yeah, I think, and it can get out of hand rather quickly. And here's what happens too. I think we look at a room and it doesn't look right. And rather than really determining the real reason it feels off, we just throw things at it. And I think our solution is often, let me add something to it. But usually the real solution is take something out.
I agree with you, Anita. I so agree. And here's another.
Oh, I thought she was going to say, but.
No, I'm just going to go on. Yeah, I think we throw too much at it. And I mean, that's not my case. I just really love a lot of stuff, and it fits into this other category I'm going to talk about, that you really don't know your style. So if you love a bunch of things like I do, like if you go into Home Goods and you just get like apoplectic over everything in there like I do, and I had a very bad experience at Home Goods once. I was going down the aisles and I wanted these dishes and I had to think about it, and I didn't put them in my basket, in my cart. And when I came back, they were gone. And, that was so traumatic for me that I put everything I sort of like in my basket. And then I edit at the end. So I know.
Do people follow you around the store to see what you discard?
Well, now maybe they will, because they know my secret. Because I will never do that again. I've lost it. But, I go in there and I have a certain style. I use it in my house because I've delineated that and I'm comfortable with that. But there are so many other things that fit other styles and colors that I absolutely love, that, if I didn't hone it down to, okay, Yvonne, you can really love all those things. You just can't bring them home. You've got to stay within your classic decor with a little bit of farmhouse because we live in farmland, very neutral colors. And I'm putting right now I'm putting like a saturated, almost, mustardy yellow with blacks and whites for the summer. So I really have to say to myself before I walk in, admire everything, but don't bring it home. And I think that if you don't know your style and you can't say to yourself, okay, I know my style. Will this item fit? The purple vase will not fit into my room, but it's really, really, really pretty. And I'm not going to bring that home, even though I think it's so beautiful, unless I can think of somebody to give it to and I can enjoy it in their home. So you want to know your decorating style. So when you go out, let's say you need something or you go to shop your basement, you're not bringing up all kinds of things and having a mishmash that doesn't suit what you've delineated as the style of your home.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent point. Because if you can start with that, then you might not end up doing this.
Mm-hmm. And remember, when you go to Home Goods, put everything you like in your cart and edit it. But please put it back where it belongs. Like, nobody wants to see 7 dishes. There's got to be an 8th somewhere. Okay, where is it? So you have to be nice and put everything back where it belongs.
It's true.
But what you're saying, you can't. It's the same thing at the thrift store.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to put it in your cart right away or grab it. Because it's not going to be there later.
Oh yeah, snooze you lose. You can't think
there
about
you
it
go.
in the other aisle with an empty cart.
That's
another motto. If you snooze, you lose.
Don't go shopping with a friend of yours in the thrift store. I found out the hard way.
No, that is a solo endeavor.
Well, no. And she was like, "Oh, did you want this?" And I was like, "No, you take it."
Well, Shirley from Hospitality Designs, she gets up my way every once in a while. And we went to this fabulous antique store. It was like miles long, it seemed, with really great stuff in it. And sometimes we'd like the same thing, but we were going like, oh, no, you have it. No, you have it. No, you have it. We just didn't want to take it from each other. So that was the nice way to do it. She's wonderful to go shopping with.
Well, my friend was my guest. She had to. I let her, of course.
Oh, my gosh.
I have another sign that you might be over decorating. And if you get too many boxes coming to your front door, other than FabFitFun.
Now this is going too far.
Why?
You've stepped over the line now.
No,
you should. Boxes coming.
No. I'm always getting. Well, I'm a blogger, so I get a lot of, chairs and blah blah blah, all showing up. I've got 2 boxes. I said to my husband, we were out and about this morning, and I said to him, I have no idea what's in those 2 boxes.
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
And they're rather
sometimes
big.
Things are sent and you don't know that it's coming.
Well, but see, I think I ordered it. I don't know what they are.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Too many boxes showing up at your front door.
And we don't want you to feel like this is incongruous with a lot of the other things that we talk about with decorating, because it really isn't. We do talk about purging a lot and, showing only partial collections. We have, covered that in relation to different topics before, but we do love to decorate. So, but we're just talking about reining it in today and doing it in a really tasteful way where your house functions really nicely for you and you can appreciate all your things. Because we're always saying, decorating, you're never done. I like to think of it this way, that your house should be complete, but yet never done, because you're a creative who wants to keep changing things up and making it interesting for yourself. So that's how I kind of think about my house, because people are always asking, especially since it's been such a big renovation and restoration, so you're done now? Well, I'm never really done.
I hate that question.
Right. I might not, I'm certainly, my effort is not to over decorate, but that doesn't mean I'm done, so you can be not done, but you don't have to over decorate. You know what I'm saying? You get that?
Yeah, over decorating. I think that's overstuffing too much in the room, but never done means you're constantly tweaking it.
Right.
So it doesn't mean so it could be that, because I don't buy things often, but when I find something, because my rule is it has to be better. I have to like it better than something I already have in my house, because I don't want my house overstuffed. So kind of the rule is if something goes in, something goes out. So you bet I'm not going to buy it unless I like it better than what I already have.
We have a tip of the day from a friend of ours about pillows, so I thought I'd throw that in right here.
Okay.
This is from Christy at Starfish Cottage Blog, who is a
Hi,
friend of
Christy.
ours.
We love
and
her.
Yeah, and some of you may know Christy independently, or you may know her as a member of my Sundays at Home link party. And so we've gotten to be even better friends over the course of time, collaborating on that every week together. So she is also I would say, avid or perhaps even rabid fan of Decorating Tips and Tricks, the podcast. Christy has a bunch of kids that go to different schools, so she drives a lot every day back and forth, and so she listens to us all the time, so she tells us. And she's always got such an encouraging spirit about the podcast and also great tips. So today, her tip is about pillows on the sofa. So she's saying, she used to have so many, which maybe tipped into the over decorating with pillows department. And she has now developed a look on her sofa where she's doing them asymmetrically. So she's putting maybe, say, 3 pillows on one side. And she says it really gives a casual, elegant look and affords a place to sit. And also with these kids that I mentioned that she has, they also come home with her in the car and they are always throwing her pillows on the ground. So she's found if she puts the 3 on one side, and I'm imagining she's putting them sort of, laying over each other a little bit, if you can picture that.
Vertically stacking. Yeah.
Vertically stacking. And then the other side is open. And if you've never been onto Christy's blog, she has a beautiful blog. She's a beautiful coastal home in Florida. It's quite lovely. So head over to starfishcottageblog.com and we'll put the link in the show notes. Thanks, Christy.
Yeah, over decorating is a tough one because I know that if you love to decorate, you really love, beautiful things. But I think a good way to do this is before you put something in, edit. That's the best way. That's what I do all the time. Like I said, I found this that went with this, and I found that little picture that would look great. But you don't have to put it all in one. Just edit things out and keep editing it till go like, now that looks a little empty. And then you could maybe add a little bit more back in, whether you're talking about a vignette or you're talking about a room.
Yeah, that's a great place to start because, why just keep stacking things and stuffing things? Remove some stuff first, and then you really, especially if you have the tendency to over decorate, you've kind of gotten yourself out of the danger zone if you've edited it a little bit to get, to start out with.
Well, and here's what I just did because I felt like my house was getting overstuffed.
There you go.
I went through every room and I said, do I love everything in this room? And anything in the room that was just meh, I took out.
Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. We're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about. Visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quinn's. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor. And I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants.
Oh, that is such a good tip.
It's going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use what you absolutely love.
Right. And then you give it away, or you donate it to the Goodwill, and everybody is happy. Other people find it and they do love it.
Well, just a little while back, this is such a great lesson. We had this one wall in our breakfast room, and it's really a breakfast area. It sits between our kitchen and our family room, and that's all open. And it sort of reminds me of a great big wide bowling alley, because it's sort of more narrow than it is long. And I wanted a shiplap wall with shelves, open shelves. So my sweet husband shiplapped the wall and put these shelves up, and I adored them. And then of course you have to decorate them. So I decorated them, but because they sat in the middle of a kitchen that was rather large and a family room that had a great big focal point, a fireplace and built-in shelving and cabinets and all this stuff, those shelves made everything look so crowded, because you had to look through like all these rooms. Right. And when you hit those shelves, it just was like overload. And I tried everything I could to keep them. And finally, I just took them down one day. Bob came home and they were gone. And he said, "Don't you like those anymore?" I said, "No, I love them, but that was over decorated." And it just didn't give.
Bobby said, "Next time, Yvonne."
He sweet man didn't say a word. Oh, okay.
He is a saint.
He really is a saint. But the moral of that story is you really, if you have a long room, you don't want to look through a whole bunch of stuff till you get to a focal point. And if you think something's really off, and as hard as I tried to make them look like they fit in, I just knew in my heart of hearts that it would look over decorated, and it did. And finally, one day I went like, they've all got to come down.
Yeah, I think another thing, talking about the over decorating, another area where it can be an issue is on top of cabinets. Back in the 80s, people had all the baskets and everything on top of their kitchen cabinets and on top of every armoire. And that's not really, it's kind of, most people prefer a clean look now. So, that might, if your room feels cluttered or crowded or over decorated, you look up there. And if you've got stuff up there, try taking it down and see if you like the look better without the things up there.
People are funny about that stuff up there, because I have said several clients where I was like, why don't we just take all that down and even just see? You could always put it back.
Right.
They really don't want to take their stuff down from up there. I don't know.
They were like, no.
It's
it's a permanent decision, apparently.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. It's a spot where people are really like, oh, no, I feel like they have to fill the space. Mm-hmm. You don't have to fill the space.
I had a collection of white ironstone pitchers and vintage soup tureens, because everything's white. My cabinets are white. My counters are soapstone. But I thought it looked so pretty, because it made it extra tall. And it wasn't overkill. Like every space wasn't done. But I decided, when I clean them, I take them down. And I looked at it and I thought, oh my gosh, this really looks good, just plain. So I found places for my collection of soup tureens and my cake stands and my pictures. They all went elsewhere. And
Yeah,
it
so
just
try it.
breathing room.
You don't.
Breathing room.
We're not telling you to get rid of that stuff up there. Just try taking it down and just see, and just store that stuff somewhere else while you're thinking about it. So it doesn't have to be a permanent
it probably
decision.
needs to be dusted anyway, no matter how tidy you are. It's going to get dusty up there. So even think about it as an exercise in that. Take it down, put it in a box, put it someplace else for a week, and then keep looking at it. Because, you have, when something's there and you take it away, sometimes it's like, oh no, it needs something. But live with it for a little bit.
First day, it feels funny.
Has to
The first day, it's going to feel very bare.
Yeah.
But in a couple days, you should go, it feels a little more breathable up there.
Yes. And for those of you out there who are like, I am so not an overdecorator. Like, no risk there. Think about it. We all can go there. So I really analyze it, because we're not talking about, magazine clutter and paper clutter today and just like stuff left in the wrong spots. This is purposeful over decorating that we're talking about. So this is a very specific topic, not just, you should be more organized. So look around to your spaces and see that maybe, again, taking something away might enhance the overall look.
Well, if you are a professed over decorator like I am, and you're trying to rein it back, we hope this has been helpful for you today. And if you're not, this is a foreboding warning of what not to get into. So either way, we hope you've enjoyed our show today. And remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey, everybody, we want to thank you so much for listening to Decorating Tips and Tricks. And we want to make it even easier for you to listen. And it's easier if you subscribe. You just click the subscribe button on our website, www.decoratingtipsandtricks.com, or you can subscribe through Apple Podcast or any of your favorite podcast listeners. When you subscribe, DTT comes free right to you 3 days a week. So until next time.